So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss the Hindu analysis of 10th May. And I hope you are aware that every day at 3 p.m. we are having the Hindu analysis. So generally it is taken by Govind sir, but today is Saturday. So I will be taking the class. So let us begin with today's class. अच्छा एक चीज और अनाउंस करना है just want to announce one thing. देखो we are having I take the class Monday to Thursday at 6 p.m. where I discuss important topic wise CK current affairs. But this will be from next week. It will be happening on 5:30 p.m. And the reason is very simple. There are some technical glitches that is happening at 6 p.m. So that is why from next week, from Monday to Wednesday, from next week, Monday to Wednesday, we'll be having class at 5:30. Okay. So we hope that there will not be any further technical glitch. So I think I'm audible, visible. Everything is fine. Okay. So let us begin. So I hope you all are aware that today there was an article talking about India repels Pakistan strikes for the second day. Okay, Pakistan used 400 drones possibly from Turkey. So these things we will be discussing about. So what happened was the article is talking about blackout measures were been put in place in several parts of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab and Rajasthan on Friday as Pakistan continued to violate India's airspace for the second time. We have witnessed sirens, etc. and all. That is what is being talked about. So I hope you understand the background, right? I hope you are aware. So the Pahalgam terrorist attack happened. After that, we launched Operation Sindoor. So I hope you all are aware of that background. So I'm not going in that background. I hope you are aware of this. So let us begin further. So basically it is saying drones were including suspected armed drones were sighted at 26 locations from Baramulla in Jammu and Kashmir to Bhuj in Gujarat. So said Indian Army. So basically अगर आप देखोगे, so here is Baramulla in Jammu Kashmir Union Territory, and this is Bhuj in Gujarat. So basically, it is saying the article is saying that from here to here, यानी यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक कई जगह कहीं पर कई जगह, the lot of places where we have seen actually कितना places 26 locations where we had seen drones. अच्छा drones का ही दूसरा नाम है UAV. I hope you are aware of that. Unmanned aerial vehicle. Unmanned aerial vehicle. So this was also like this was asked in previous question also. Drones actually the word unmanned aerial vehicle was mentioned. I think 2023 or 22 में CLAT में they had asked questions on UAVs. Okay, they had asked about UAVs, drone rules, etc. also. That is why you should be knowing. So these things were in the news. Citizens were advised, especially in bordering areas, not to unnecessarily come out, to remain indoors unless it is very much important. तो जो लोग बॉर्डरिंग एरिया में खास के जम्मू कश्मीर, पंजाब, राजस्थान, गुजरात इस रीजन में रह रहे हैं, वो घर से बाहर अननेसेसरी नहीं निकले. मतलब if it is very much required, then only you should come out, otherwise not. That is what there is. While there is no need to panic, heightened vigilance and precautions are essential, the officials said. यानी परेशान पैनिक होने का नहीं है, because of course panic is not a positive thing, rather it's a negative thing. So no need to panic, but yes, of course you have to be very vigilant. Unnecessary, no need to come out of the houses. Then the Chief Minister and Jammu and Kashmir's Chief Minister urged the people to stay off the street and stay at home. है ना? जम्मू कश्मीर के CM ने भी ये कहा कि आप घर के अंदर रहिए, unnecessary बाहर मत आइए. So these are the things being talked about. Then there are the reports that BSF foiled an infiltration attempt. Means there have been attempts to infiltrate without the border cross करके इधर आना. So there have been attempts to infiltrate, but of course all those attempts were failed because it was crushed by BSF. That is what actually you should be knowing about. Then the article is also talking about the high-level meeting happening between among defense ministers, NSAs, Chief of Defense Staff, Air Chief Marshal, Air Army Chief, and Navy Chief were there present. So that is what you should be knowing about. Then IB directors and other people were there. The senior officials had done their meetings also in this regard. Now, this article also talking about an incident where actually a shell from Pakistan was fired and it fell in Poonch. So these are some of the reports that were there in the news. Okay, so that is what you should be knowing about. So here is Poonch. So this is Srinagar. Let me zoom in further. तो अगर आप देखो ये श्रीनगर है, यहाँ पे पूंछ है. So if I zoom in further, here is Srinagar. This is Poonch. This is Rajouri. This is Baramulla. This is Gulmarg. This is Pahalgam. यहाँ पे दाचिगम national park है, बहुत famous national park है. I hope you all are aware of this. So this is Pahalgam where the terrorist attack happened. I hope you are aware. So it's east from Srinagar. ठीक है? Abhi Poonch, it was in the news. Even Rajouri was also in the news because recently a Jammu and Kashmir Administrative Service officer also died here. So we'll discuss that also. Okay, itna aapko pata hona chahiye. This much you should be knowing. Yes. So what happened was in Rajouri, because of course ये भी bordering area में आप देख सकते हो. So what happened was a Jammu and Kashmir Administrative Service officer, he actually died because of shelling from Pakistan, and that was also in the news. आप देख सकते हो. His name was, he was Additional District Development Commissioner, Shri Raj Kumar Thapa. Mr. Raj Kumar Thapa had to lay down his life because of the shelling from Pakistan. So that was also in the news. So the Chief Minister, Mr. Omar Abdullah, had tweeted also devastating news from Rajouri. Okay, that is what you should be knowing about. Okay, let's move on further to the next article. And yes, before that, since I saw this on Twitter, and I think we all should be aware of this. Dekho, whenever you see, if you are living in any town, or especially if you are living in a bordering town and you are witnessing movement of military force, Air Force, Army, or Navy, any military, please do not make video and circulate it on social media, because that is what he's saying, and he's right when he's saying that if you're doing it, you are unintentionally helping the enemy. Okay, why? Because sometimes people do it like immaturely, or sometimes they record the video just to get more likes, share, subscribe, something like that, and put it on their YouTube channel, or let's say Instagram or somewhere. So be careful, right? You have to ensure that there should not be any movement, and of course, you have to ensure that if there is any movement, you should not be making any video of that or putting it on social media. Okay, that is what just you should know. Okay, let's move on further. So on the first page, there was an article talking about Pakistan used 400 drones possibly from Turkey. So this was also another report. So Pakistan attempted drones intrusions at 36 locations from Leh to Sar Creek. Where is Sar Creek? Where to find Sar Creek? Anyone? Leh पर तो question भी आया था ना last year. Capital of Ladakh. This was asked, I think. तो मैं दिखाता हूँ. Let me show. Leh somewhere है. ये लद्दाख है ना, तो Leh यहाँ पर पड़ेगा. Sar Creek is here somewhere. एकदम गुजरात के border पे है. Sar Creek. Okay, that is what you should know. मतलब क्या है, नॉर्थ से लेकर साउथ तक पूरा, ये कहने का मतलब है इस रेंज में कहीं पर भी, like they had tried for the attack. That is what the rough idea you should have. Okay, so the article says with around 300-400 drones on Thursday night, Wing Commander Vyomika Singh said at a press media briefing. Okay, yes, हाँ एक चीज और you should be aware, because since we are talking about this, during the time of conflict, war, a lot of fake news also spreads, right? And sometimes it becomes very difficult to verify that whether this news is correct or not. And that is why please do not share any unverified information. So whatever is media briefing is done by military or by the foreign ministry, please trust only that, है ना? Because इस time पे बहुत सारी news आती है जो पता नहीं होता, सही गलत लोग forward कर देते हैं. So you have to like behave very maturely and do not forward anything which is not verified. Okay, whatever the military is saying, or they are doing it in press conference, or the, let's say, foreign secretary Mr. Vikram Misri is doing press conference, so only believe in that. Anna, that is why it is very important, because of course at this time a lot of fake news spreads, and sometimes it becomes very difficult to verify that whether that news is correct or not. Okay, so you have to be very cautious in that also. Then she also said Pakistan also attempted to target the Bhatinda military station with an armed UAV, मतलब drone, which was detected and neutralized. And इसको मार गिराया गया, मतलब it was shot down. That is what it means. There was an attempt, but it was shot down. And drones were possibly of Turkish origin, likely to test Indian air defenses. Wing Commander Singh मतलब उन्हीं की बात हो रही, Vyomika Singh, she said, ठीक है, while accusing Pakistan of using civil airliners as a shield. Okay, so that is what you should know. Now, एक और article थी first page पे, don't panic, enough stocks of essentials in country, says Joshi. So Mr. Prahlad Joshi, he is actually the Union Minister of Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution. Now, why it is important? Because होता क्या है कि कभी-कभी लोग पैनिक करने लगते हैं, जल्दी-जल्दी ज़्यादा सामान खरीद रहे हैं, खाने का सामान, they are getting panic, maybe in future we will feel some shortage, etc. So he has clarified it, nothing to worry, है ना, worry करने का नहीं है, there is no need to panic. We have enough food. Okay. अच्छा, कोई एक चीज बता सकता है, if someone is doing let's say hoarding, there is a law against hoarding. Especially जैसे crisis क्या था, food या just to gain more earning, just to earn more money. Sometimes people start hoarding, just or the sellers especially, they start hoarding food. There is a law against it. कोई बता सकता है कोई law? That's mentioned in this article. Anyone? If you know it, please write in the comment. He said urging people not to fall prey to misleading report. Again, I have told you, fake news. Please be careful. कोई भी fake news पर you have to be very careful. हाँ, Essential Commodities Act. Yes, स्वास्थ्य. स्वास्थ्य योगा by Runa Jain. Very good. You have answered it correctly. So basically होता क्या है कि बहुत सारे अकाउंट से, बहुत सारे Twitter अकाउंट है, you do not know which one is correct, which one is genuine. A lot of fake news are spreading on WhatsApp also. You do not know which one is correct. लोग ऐसे ही फॉरवर्ड कर देते हैं, स्टेटस पे लगा देते हैं, even without checking it. So you have to be very careful. ठीक है? तो जो whatever the government or the officials are saying, only trust that. ठीक है? So he has categorically said there is no shortage of essential commodities, whether it is rice, wheat, pulse, chana, tur, masoor, etc. There is absolutely no shortage, and citizen need not to panic. ठीक है? He has asked people not to believe in any propaganda. बहुत सारे फर्जी मैसेज आते हैं, fake मैसेज आते हैं. People actually fall or they start believing in that, and that is why he has said nothing to worry. Any person indulging in stockpiling, hoarding shall be prosecuted under Essential Commodities Act. Prosecuted. अगर कोई बंदा या बंदी पाया गया कि होर्डिंग या स्टॉक पाइलिंग कर रहे हैं, होर्डिंग स्टॉक पाइलिंग जैसे इमरजेंसी सिचुएशन होता है तो क्या करते हैं, खूब सारा सामान चावल दाल अपने घर में रख दिया, मतलब बहुत बड़े अमाउंट में. आई एम नॉट सेइंग 5 और 10 किलो, मतलब ह्यूज अमाउंट में, so that whenever there is a shortage I will sell and earn more money. That type of thing is hoarding, and of course that is prohibited under Essential Commodities Act. If someone is doing, he will be prosecuted, यानी उनके खिलाफ केस हो सकता है. ठीक है, मतलब they initiate case, that is what you should know. ठीक है, तो ये सब नंबर्स नहीं याद रखना है कि कितना टन है एक्सेट्रा, बट मिनिस्टर्स का नाम याद रखना है, बिकॉज इफ यू सी प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन, देयर आर इंसिडेंट्स वेयर मिनिस्टर्स वर डायरेक्टली आस्क्ड व्हाट इज द नेम ऑफ द मिनिस्टर, दिस मिनिस्टर और दैट मिनिस्टर. ठीक है, सो मिनिस्टर का नाम इंपॉर्टेंट होता है, स्पेशली द वन हु इज इन द न्यूज. ठीक है, ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द एडिटोरियल. So we'll be talking about this. It is time to protect India's worker from the heat. So basically it is talking about heat. मतलब यहाँ पर heat waves की बात हो रही है. We are talking about is heat waves. And I hope you are aware, this is actually I got it, this is for 2024. तो अगर आप देखोगे इंडिया में पूरा नॉर्दर्न इंडिया तो एकदम हीट वेव्स की चपेट में था, है ना. From 1st March to 9th June last year we had seen. So basically we are witnessing because of global warming and other climate crisis. I hope you all are aware. I mean, these things, you are aware of these terms, है ना, global warming or climate change. We are witnessing heat waves and across North India specifically, and we have witnessed increased heat waves as compared to earlier years. पहले पिछले सालों के मुकाबले अब heat waves ज्यादा आ रहे हैं और बहुत deadly. Now why it is problematic? For many reasons. तो एक तो the most important thing है ना, जैसे लिखा कि Delhi crossed a dangerous threshold, temperature above 41 degrees Celsius, extreme heat condition no longer, है ना, deadly, normal, etc. तो ये सब बता रहे हैं, है ना. Is there a likelihood for CLAT syllabus pattern change due to recent SC judgment? Priyanshi Goel. I need to verify, check it, Priyanshi. कि अगर चेंज होना होगा तो नेक्स्ट ईयर के लिए चेंज करेंगे. आई थिंक इट्स डिफिकल्ट कि 4-5 महीना पहले चेंज, 6 महीना पहले चेंज कर दे. ठीक है, तो आई विल नॉट बी राइट नाउ कमेंटिंग वेदर देयर विल बी चेंज इन पैटर्न और नॉट. करंटली जो जैसे आप पढ़ रहे हो, देखो करंट अफेयर्स विल ऑलवेज बी देयर. Even if there is a pattern change, GK and current affairs will always remain a part of that, है ना. तो एटलीस्ट आप न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते रहो, मतलब जो आप पढ़ रहे हो ना GK करंट अफेयर्स. ठीक है, इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट इट विल गो इन वेन की फालतू हो जाएगा, सिलेबस चेंज हो जाएगा, बिकॉज़ GK and current affairs even before that also, even if there is a earlier also pattern change or anything, that will be remain in use and that will remain relevant, है ना. ठीक है, the next is, and while Arshita Kar, please ask sir. ठीक है ना, वो जो are asking the question उनसे आप एक बार पूछ लेना जो आप पूछ रहे हो. ठीक है, these extreme conditions are no longer outliers but part of a new deadly normal with climate change. तो ये बता रहे हैं कि basically we are witnessing the rise in heat waves, और ये अब नॉर्मल हो गया एक तरह से, मतलब पहले उतना heat waves नहीं आता था, बहुत ज्यादा आ रहा है. नॉन he is talking about RBI has pointed out, the authors are pointing, I think there are two authors. So they are pointing out, RBI has pointed out that in 2024 the extreme heat threatens health, livelihood, occupational exposure, potentially causing 4 to 5% GDP loss. देखो अब देखो समझो, अगर हीट वेव्स होगा, देखो जैसे क्लाइमेट चेंज हैपन और ग्लोबल वार्मिंग या क्लाइमेट चेंज जो भी कह लो, सो क्लाइमेट चेंज हैपन, इट लेड टू राइज इन हीट वेव्स. अब क्या समस्या, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? If there is more heat wave, what is the problem? Especially it's, let's say there is in North India. तो जितने भी क्रॉप्स वो डिस्ट्रॉय होने लगेंगे. तो खरीफ क्रॉप्स वगैरह जो गर्मी में होते हैं, अगर बहुत ज्यादा गर्मी पड़ी तो क्या होगा? It will get destroyed. What will happen? When the crops will get destroyed, there will be food shortage, or let's say there might be food security issue. ऐसा हो सकता है. That it might be, or the food prices will increase. So all these are related with heat waves. ठीक है. तो ये बता रहे कि आरबीआई ने कहा है कि एक्सट्रीम हीट वेव से हेल्थ और लाइवलीहुड पर इंपैक्ट पड़ सकता है. ऑफ कोर्स हेल्थ पे तो पड़ेगा. इफ यू कम आउट स्पेशली इन हीट वेव्स ड्यू टू वाटर लॉस, you might witness heat stroke or something like that. It impacts 4.5% of GDP loss also. मतलब उन्होंने कैलकुलेट करके बनाया कि इतना तक का जीडीपी लॉस हो सकता है भाई, बिकॉज़ भाई फूड प्रोडक्टिविटी, फूड एग्रीकल्चर, दैट दीस आर द थिंग्स. सेकंड थिंग, जब हीट वेव्स होता है, बहुत तेज गर्मी होती है, क्या होता है, लोग जैसे मान लीजिए 12 से लेके 3 पीएम तक काम नहीं करेंगे या 4 पीएम तक. So when people will not work outside for 12 to 4 p.m. So of course there it will impact the GDP. है ना? So these are the things being talked about. ठीक है. एक रफ आइडिया होना चाहिए, उतना डिटेल नहीं जाना, बट हाँ, many Indian cities now have heat action plan. HAPs are there in many cities. तो inspired by pioneering effort in Ahmedabad. जैसे अहमदाबाद में HAP का गाइडलाइन आया था, मतलब जैसे ऐसा हो सकता है. I mean you have to read the guidelines, but different cities have their own heat action plan. ये अच्छा इतने बजे, for example, let's say 12 to 4 nobody will work, or 12 to 3 nobody will work. है ना? The schools will be set up in the morning, मान लो 6 से लेके 11 तक स्कूल कर दिया गया. I'm just giving some example, है ना? So, but he's saying, they are saying, the authors are saying that yes, even after more than a decade, most HAPs remain perfectionary, underfunded, poorly coordinated. मतलब उतना सक्सेसफुल नहीं है बहुत सारे HAPs अगर हीट एक्शन प्लान है. These are not very much. That is what the authors are talking about. ठीक है. फिर बहुत सारे ये सब जो गाइडलाइंस एनडीएमए के द्वारा गाइडेड भी हैं. व्हाट इज एनडीएमए? नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी. सो बेसिकली देयर इज अ एक्ट कॉल्ड एज डीएम एक्ट, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट. ठीक है. अंडर व्हिच एनडीएमए इज मेड नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी, हेडेड बाय प्राइम मिनिस्टर इज देयर. सिमिलरली स्टेट डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी हेडेड बाय चीफ मिनिस्टर इज देयर. सिमिलरली डिस्ट्रिक्ट डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट अथॉरिटी हेडेड बाय डीएम इज देयर. ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड बी नोइंग अबाउट. At the state level, most HAPs lack protocols for occupational safety, hydration, cooling, space, etc. तो ये सब बता रहे, इसमें अब इतना डिटेल जाने का नहीं है. I think no need to go much in detail. Okay. इसमें if there is anything important, I'll discuss. NDMA guideline हो गया. Top down exercise नहीं होना चाहिए, bottom up exercise होना चाहिए. There is nothing much to understand further. ठीक है. You have the right to share this. हाँ, एक informal worker की बात. I hope you are aware. Informal worker means and the formal worker the white collared and all. Informal में बहुत सारे ऐसे आते हैं जो those who are not officially registered, है ना, not formal or unorganized workers, like, है ना, थोड़ा सा different होता है informal और organized worker, but more or less you can understand. जैसे बहुत सारे कोई छोटे लेवल स्टाफ है कि काम कर रहे हैं, so these all are informal workers and all. हाँ, तो इनके लिए भी they also deserve shade, rest, cooling, है ना, उनके लिए भी कुछ ये. अब मान लीजिए कोई किसान है, किसी के यहाँ काम कर रहा है एज अ लेबरर, या कोई मान लीजिए कि किसी के यहाँ एज अ स्टाफ है, सेल्समैन है, so they also need something rest, है ना. We need to establish shaded rest zone, hydrated points, community cooling centers, etc. मतलब ये कि जैसे मान लो रोड है, तो रोड पे हाथ थोड़ा देर पैसे पानी लगाने का, वाटर के फैसिलिटी लगा दिया गया, है ना, कुछ रेस्ट के लिए शेड वगैरह लगा दी. जैसे बस स्टॉप पे शेड होता है ताकि अगर कोई आदमी जा रहा है, उसको गर्मी लग रही है तो थोड़ा देर के लिए बैठ जाए, समथिंग लाइक दैट, है ना. कुछ कूलिंग सेंटर वगैरह अगर हो सके, है ना, जैसे बस स्टॉप पे ये सब किया सकता है, या थोड़ा बहुत मार्केट में, है ना, पब्लिक प्लेसेस में. These are the things being talked about. Innovative financing through corporate social responsibility. I hope you understand CSR, है ना, corporate social responsibility, which is a mandatory law under Companies Act, that if a company is actually fulfilling a particular criteria, कुछ criteria होता है, we are not going in that detail, that if your company is big enough to fulfill a particular criteria, you are compulsorily supposed to do corporate social responsibility. मतलब एक तरह का if your corporate, if your industry is successful industry, you have some responsibility towards the society, right? So you should do some social work, like opening hospitals, or let's say helping poor children. That is the idea of corporate social responsibility. तो CSR के अंडर में ये सब भी किया जा सकता है ना, कि हीट वेव से बचने के लिए मान लो किसी कंपनी ने क्या किया कि थोड़ा थोड़ा देर पर पानी का वो लगा दिया, वाटर ड्रिंकिंग वाटर फैसिलिटी, और लेट्स से शेड वगैरह लगा दिया. दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट, है ना. So I think इसमें कुछ खास, there is nothing much to explain here. Now let's move on to the next article. Side में एक article is talking about nipah. So can you please tell me that nipah virus was first originated where? कहाँ से originate हुआ? And please tell me, first please answer this question. Why we are talking? Because recently we have seen a woman, a 42-year-old woman in Kerala actually tested positive for nipah. So we had seen in 2018, 2023 में थोड़ा बहुत outbreak देखा था. So can you please tell me that nipah virus first originated in which country? कौन से मुल्क में हुआ था, कौन से country में सबसे पहले? Anyone? Malaysia. Yes, Priyanshi, good. Very good. Malaysia में हुआ था. So first it originated in Malaysia. And can you please tell me, is this a zoonotic disease or not? Yes or no? और उसका मीनिंग बताइए कि what is zoonotic disease? देखो जैसे नीपा न्यूज में तो इससे रिलेटेड यही सब पूछा जाएगा कि zoonotic क्या होता है, कहाँ ओरिजिनेट हुआ. We have seen recently in which states, so केरला में देखा गया. We have seen. Anyone? What is it? Yes, happens due to pigs, I think. Yes, actually. What is the meaning of zoonotic? Zoonotic disease means animal. Zoo मतलब क्या होता है? When you visit a zoo, for what purpose you visit a zoo? Animal. जानवर देखने के लिए zoo जाते हो ना? So animal to human transmission can happen. Yes, this is called as zoonotic. Of course, human to human transmission can also happen, but if animal to human transmission can happen, this is called as zoonotic disease. Yes, Priyanshi, good. Very good. You have answered it. Okay. Now I have one more question. Can you please give me at least one or two example more of zoonotic disease? Other than nipah. एक आध दो और एग्जांपल बता सकते हो? हाँ, बर्ड फ्लू कह सकते हो. कोविड कोई बहुत हद तक ही कहा गया था कि इट वाज मोस्ट लाइकली. हाँ, बर्ड फ्लू. यस, हितांश, प्रियांशी. हाँ, देन इबोला का आपने नाम सुना होगा, आई एम श्योर. वो भी चिंपैंजी मंकी से आता है. एचएमपीवी, रेबीज. हाँ, हाँ. So that is what you should know. Many people have answered. Great. तो we are talking about nipah, ठीक है. And nipah में क्या है ना, fatality rate बहुत high है. 40 to 75% है WHO वेबसाइट के हिसाब से, ठीक है. मतलब जैसे अगर किसी को हो गया, so 40 to 75% chances are that he or she will die. So of course वो थोड़ा सा सीरियस बात है. हाँ, mpox भी, monkeypox and non rabies. Yes, very good. People have answered. It can be transmitted from humans to animals, etc., such as through bats, pigs, etc., and it is spread by fruit bats of this family. ये family का नाम है Pteriopodidae family. ठीक है. I don't know the pronunciation, just remember it. तो ये fruit bats का फोटो वगैरह बना हुआ था WHO की वेबसाइट पर. आपको पता ही होना चाहिए दो तीन चीज. एक ये कि हाँ, in which state it got spread. So Kerala में earlier also we had seen in Kerala in 2018 and 2023 में there were signs. Which country was the first to detect it? So 1999 Malaysia. ठीक है. Okay. अच्छा. Here is India. Let me show you the map. So this, ये वाला हिस्सा और ये वाला हिस्सा, ये दोनों को मिला के this together are called as Malaysia. ठीक है. This you should be knowing about. Okay. खैर. So we're talking about this. ये हो गया. And the other reason is like in the case of repels patients who tested positive for the virus had presented with. हाँ, ठीक है. इतना डिटेल नहीं जाना है. मैं देख रहा हूँ if there is anything important to share. I think the conversion to detailed study of fruit bats. कोई fruit bats से होता है, बस ये पता होना चाहिए, है ना? And I think that is more than enough. ठीक है. No need to go much in detail. Let's move on. नीचे वाले आर्टिकल पर आते हैं, स्प्राउटिंग सस्टेनेबल न्यूट्रिशन सेंसिटिव फूड सिस्टम. ओके, so again there are two authors and they are actually talking about what? Food, hunger. So now I have one question. What was global hunger index? Global hunger index was released last year in 2024. What was India's rank? And who releases the report? Means which organization releases the report? I'm waiting for the answer. Please answer me. देखो इसीलिए कहा जाता है नकल के लिए अकल चाहिए. सामने में लिखा हुआ है 105 out of 127. Okay, it is written and it is not released by WHO and concerned worldwide and wealth hunger health. These two are the organization German based NGOs which releases this. ठीक है, तो हाँ, yes, you are right. ठीक है. So मैंने तो पूरा क्लास लिया था लेकिन मैं आपको कुछ चीजें बताता हूँ. So this was an article and last year October में it ranks India under serious category and it had got 105 rank. So अगर आप देखोगे this is the German NGO concerned worldwide and wealth hunger health. So these are the two organizations. Concerned worldwide Irish है और ये वाली German है. So these two have actually come up with this. India has got 105 rank in serious category. That is what you should be knowing. तो ये ग्लोबल हंगर इंडेक्स है 2024 की and there are 4 parameters or indices. कभी-कभी parameters ये अगर आप पूछ लेते हैं which of them is not the parameter of global hunger index. तो देखो 3 child से related है, child wasting, child mortality, child stunting and undernourishment which is for both child and adult. ठीक है, इसका definition भी लिखा है. wasting का मतलब क्या होता है ना? Underage who have low weight for their height. Child mortality का क्या मतलब होता है? One who dies under the less than 5 years of age. है ना? Child stunting का मतलब क्या है? कि underage who have low height for their age. ठीक है, and undernourishment, insufficient calorie. So out of these 4 parameters, 3 are actually talking about children and 1 is only talking about both children and adult. नहीं, वर्ल्ड फूड प्रोग्राम का कंसर्न वर्ल्ड वाइड के साथ रिलेशन आई एम नॉट श्योर, आई डोंट रिमेंबर एग्जैक्टली. ठीक है, आप एक बार देख लीजिएगा. ओके, दिस इज अंडर नरिशमेंट है ना. देखो इसको 1/3 दिया है. ठीक है, इन दोनों को मिला करके 1616, इन दोनों को मिला करके 1/3 दिया गया है. चाइल्ड स्टंटिंग एंड चाइल्ड वेस्टिंग, फिर चाइल्ड मोर्टेलिटी को 1/3 दिया गया. ठीक है, एंड देन इट इज फाइनली 1. ठीक है, तो इन्होंने 4 स्कोर्स दिए, एक्सट्रीमली अलार्मिंग, अलार्मिंग, सीरियस, मॉडरेट, लो. सो इंडिया इज इन दिस हियर. सीरियस में उन लोगों ने क्या, अकॉर्डिंग टू देम, ओके, अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर ओपिनियन और अकॉर्डिंग टू व्हाटएवर दे हैव डन द रिसर्च, this is India is in this category. कहां से रिपोर्ट लाते हैं? जैसे अंडर नरिशमेंट की रिपोर्ट दे कम अप फ्रॉम फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. इस दोनों की रिपोर्ट कहां से लाते हैं? तो यूनिसेफ, WHO, वर्ल्ड बैंक ये सब का डाटा उठाते हैं. चाइल्ड मोर्टेलिटी का डेटा यहां से उठाते हैं. So these are the data they come up. खैर उतना नहीं जानना, ये 4 चीज पता होनी चाहिए. These 4 you should know that these are the 4 parameters. India is in serious category. India's rank is 105. The most important is India's rank. Okay, so that is what you should know. तो ये सब की रैंक 1 आई थी global hunger index में last year. All these countries. So they will not be asking which country has got rank 1 in global hunger index because there is no rank 1. सबको 1 से 22 तक सबको एक रैंक दे दिया गया initially. So that will not be asked. Of course, India's rank is 105. That is what you should know. खैर, and last rank में सोमालिया और इन लोग था, इनका तो रैंक भी नहीं मिला. तो that's what you should know. खैर लास्ट रैंक भी नहीं पूछेंगे, ये पूछेंगे this one. If they want to ask, they'll ask this. ओके, हाँ ये इंडिया का GHI स्कोर 105 रैंक है और स्कोर टू 7.3 एंड दैट इज व्हाई दे हैव कैटेगराइज्ड इट एज इन सीरियस कैटेगरी. ओके, इस आर्टिकल में इसी की बात हो रही थी. Then they are talking in this article talking about sustainable development goals. Now which article talks about zero hunger, eliminating zero hunger by 2030? Which SDG talks about? Please tell me. I have taught SDGs. मैंने SDG ऑलरेडी पढ़ा रखा है, तो अब मैं उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आप बताओगे. Which SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, talks about zero hunger? First is no poverty. Second, is zero hunger. No poverty, zero hunger, good health, well-being, quality education. सुना होगा आपने, है ना? So basically, I have taught. Just go and search SDG Career Launcher. You will get this. I have explained in detail all the Sustainable Development Goals. Yes, Priyanshi, very good. SDG 2. मैंने कहीं पे लगाया होगा. हाँ, देखो यहाँ तो है zero hunger, है ना? So all these SDGs I have explained here in this class. ठीक है? So that is what you should go and watch. ठीक है? Then वही SDG global hunger को fight करने के लिए in India we are having public distribution system, fair price shops, etc. We are having PM Poshan Abhiyan, है ना? Midday meal scheme. I'm sure you must have heard these terms. Midday meal scheme is there. Poshan Abhiyan, है ना? Then nutrient Pathshala initiatives. So these are some of the initiatives of government. तो यहाँ लिखा भी SDG 2, 3 and 12 की बात कर रहे हैं. SDG 2 is zero hunger, 3 is good health and well-being, 12 is responsible consumption and production, है ना? So these are the three being talked about in this article. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Captain's exit. I hope you all are aware that Mr. Rohit Sharma has decided to actually take retirement from the Test cricket. Longest format बताओ वही हुआ, because we are having cricket is being played in 3 formats. Test जो कि 5 दिन का होता है, 5 days. We have ODI, which is for 1 day international, 50 over, and we have T20, which is for 20 over, है ना? So longest format का होता है, they are talking about Test. So actually he has taken retirement from the Test cricket. I hope you are aware of who is Rohit Sharma. I don't need to explain much. Okay. Now let's move on to another article. Yeah, I think world page में somewhere ये article था. India abstains from IMF vote to give more funds to Pakistan. Flags its poor track record. I hope you are aware that Pakistan is suffering from financial crisis and all. So they have asked for a lot of loans, etc. and all. But India has actually abstained from voting or supporting. Abstain मतलब neither support nor oppose. So India ने abstain कर दिया. And actually, I have already discussed the work of IMF in this class. है ना? IMF mainly helps countries which are suffering from balance of payment crisis, है ना? Or there is a foreign exchange reserve is very less or something like that. So we have already discussed in this class. So just search this on YouTube. You will get this video and you can watch it, where we have discussed in detail about the job of World Bank, IMF, how when the IMF was started as a result of Bretton Woods Conference 1944. So these are the things I have already discussed in this class. Okay, so you can go and watch. Fair. So it is talking about the ये सब पूछा सकता है. This is actually extended fund facility, then resilience and sustainability facility. So these are the terms you should be knowing. The IMF Executive Board met on Friday to vote on disbursing $1 billion out of $7 billion loans, extended fund facility. So ऐसे पूछ सकते हैं, extended fund facility recently in news is related with what? Okay. So IMF giving loans and all, or supporting countries and all, witnessing balance of payment crisis, etc. Yeah, resilience and sustainability facility recently in news is related with what? Something like that. Okay. Okay. Then we will discuss this. Actually, Monday I have planned a class. Instead of 6 p.m., it will be happening on 5:30. I hope I have told you this in the beginning of the class, where I'll be talking about, let's say, the jets or the equipments that were used and recently, like Rafale jets, Scalp, Hammer. कुछ तो PYQs भी है. So I'll discuss a previous year question of the CLAT also, which of course becomes even today also relevant. So we'll discuss that in Monday. Even on Tuesday also, I will have a class on INS Vikrant, indigenous aircraft carrier. So that would also be very, very important. Okay. So वहाँ पर हम लोगों ने will discuss this article also. Okay. Then yes, we are having a new pope, Anna. I hope you are aware. So can anyone tell me the name of the old pope who died? There was a pope who died recently, and now actually there's a new pope. His name is Pope Leo 14, and actually he is actually the first from Chicago, from US born, first US born pope. So he was born in Chicago, but later on he moved to Peru. Okay. Pope Francis. Yes, Pope Francis died, the earlier pope, and is the new one. His name is Pope Leo 14. Okay. Acha, I just want to ask, when I'm asking about pope, can you please tell me, if someone is asking who is pope, then what should be your answer? मान लो अपने इंटरव्यू में गया, आपसे पूछ लिया कि what do you mean by pope? You have to answer it in one line or in few words. What should be your answer? क्या आंसर करोगे आप? Because you should know, because in news में, इसलिए I'm saying. Otherwise, I would not have asked. But since he is in the news, the position of Pope is in the news. Head of Catholic world. Hitansh is saying yes. Anyone else? Highest church authority. Ashita is saying. Okay. Everyone should try head of the Vatican City. Okay. कोशिश कीजिए. हाँ. ठीक है. ऐसे ये वाला right. ठीक है. So basically क्या होता है? This is the new one, है ना? देखो, the Christianity has different sects. ठीक है, currently. The most oldest one is actually called as Roman Catholics. Then I think somewhere around 1517, another sect arose called as Protestantism. I mean, if you have read class 12th NCERT book or 11th, I think this was there, है ना? Started by Martin Luther, है ना? Then एक और Anglican church वगैरह भी होता है, Eastern Orthodox church ऐसा होता है. But these are two prominent sects of Christianity in the world. तो Roman Catholics के जो head होते हैं, मतलब the main है ना head priest कह सकते हो ना, is actually what we call it as Pope, and he sits in Italy की capital है Rome. Italy is a country whose capital is Rome, which is a city, and inside the city there is a country called as Vatican City. आप समझ रहे हो? शहर के अंदर एक country हो गया. So this is the smallest country actually. I hope you are aware. You must have been taught in school days. ठीक है, that's called as Vatican City. Fine. तो इनके बारे में थोड़ा सा जान लेते हैं, है ना? The new one is Pope Leo 14, है ना? And he was actually the first American born. Chicago is in America, and to become the Pope. And he later moved to Peru for missionary activities and all. तो यहाँ पर इंडिया है. This is US. यहाँ पे कहीं पे आपको शिकागो मिलेगा बीच में अंदर में, ठीक है? और यहाँ पे पेरू है ना? पेरू की कैपिटल लीमा है, साउथ अमेरिका में जगह. So he moved from here to here, and now he will be actually moving here. And Italy capital Rome. Inside the Rome there is a country called as Vatican City, the smallest actually country है ना. तो वहाँ जाके now he is actually the new Pope. ठीक है? That is what you should be knowing about. ठीक है, आप लोगों का आंसर सही था ऐसे जो लोगों ने लिखा. So we are ending this class here. ठीक है, now I'll be meeting you tomorrow at 3 PM. And जो Monday to Wednesday वाली 6 PM वाली क्लास है, I have actually moved it to 5:30. ठीक है, जो Monday to Wednesday को क्लास था ना, which I take on 6 PM because there were some technical issues that was happening. The class was getting hanged and all. So I've decided to move it on 5:30. ठीक है. So this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.